Hey everybody, it's Steve with Sky 194 and appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come visit and check out my video. And we're here at Mount Panorama. And look at that beautiful Lamborghini Huracan EVO. Ooh, man. And of course, that's a custom livery by Fabio. Thank you, Fabio. And he gave me a couple different schemes. So I showed the other scheme in the other race, that wet race at Paul Ricard, I think it was. And this is the other scheme he gave me, and this is really cool looking. I don't know which one I like better, but I really like this one. A lot of contrast, just great job. Thank you so much, Fabio. This looks awesome. I love the Huracan, and it just makes it even look more personalized with a custom livery like that. That looks so nice. Appreciate it. But anyway, I was going to do a multiplayer race, and I missed it. I just messed up, I guess. I got carried away and I missed it. But I did a hot stint with the Lamborghini, and so we're just going to go over a couple laps because it's got a really good setup, and I actually have a qualifying setup and the race setup. So I have both. So you get a twofer. So, which is good since they're free anyway, but I mean, you get two for the price of one, so to speak. So we're just going to do a couple laps, and then I'll go over the setup. So let's get going. Let's jump in the car. One thing I think I always love the Huracan. It's just got the best mid-corner feel that I can ever find that seems out of any car. Just the mid-corner is so good. And I've been saying that forever, ever since I've been playing ACC. I love the way it feels mid-corner. And I was really happy with this because I actually have more fuel on because I was going to run it was no pit stop and for 45 minutes. So instead of 80 liters, I actually have 91 on the car because I was doing to do 45 minutes. And of course, you got to have enough fuel, and they do a pace lap and all that. So I actually have more fuel on board than I normally do for my hot stints. So I'm really happy with it because I thought it was a pretty good time, and it was unbelievably consistent for the 30 minutes. So this is the 12th lap. So, I mean, this is, 3/4 of the way through the stint. And that was at my fast lap at a 2:02.68. Of course, I'm looking for a lot of sparks and things like that, especially here. You can hit sometimes, which is not the end of the world, but you just don't want to push your luck too many times. I don't like sparks banging off of stuff all the time because a lot of times that'll unload the car and upset it. I mean, a little bit here and there is not the end of the world. But like I said, especially like right through here, you'll get some, but I didn't get any. So I even went off the track there. Off the grass a little bit. but it was still, still didn't really come close to losing it or anything like that. So. Any comment or feedback is always welcome. So I sure hope I hear from all of you. I love talking to all my friends. Great speed down the straightaway. I mean, really, right there with everything else. And I don't actually loop it like I did the Porsche. And that was a 203.16. So that was one of probably my slower laps. So let's go over the timetables, which right here. And actually, I ran a little slower. There was a 203.16, and then I ran a 203.5, and even the last lap was a 203.09. So, I mean, made a couple little minor errors, but still, lots of low 203s and lots of 202s. So, I mean, I think it was split pretty decent between it, and I like to see my fast lap coming in on lap 12. That's really nice for the Lamborghini since, things change. And again, I had a lot of fuel on board. So, we'll go over the setup now. I just wanted to show that. We'll go over the setup. And, of course, I'll put a link to the setup, both setups, the qualifying and the race setup in the description. And, of course, also have a PayPal link in the description also if you want to help support the channel. And thank you to everybody that has. Every little bit helps. I really appreciate it, no matter if it's big or small. Thank you so much. And, again, let's go over the setup. So here we are. We're going to go look at the setup now. And, of course, I can't show you the wear, but the wear was actually really, really good. So on that, that's another thing I was really happy about. So let's look into the setup. And I got the qualifying, which I put a Q. And then, of course, there's the race setup. So let's just go over the qualifying really quick. Got 26.6 left front, 26.2 left rear, 26.1 right front, and 25.8 right rear. The toes negative 0.05 on the front with the camber at negative 3.2 and the caster at 11.2. The toe on the rear is 0.05 with the camber at negative 2.7. Electronics I had at 2 and 5. Fuel, I only had 20 liters. It gives you about, I think about 4 laps. So, I mean, it was about 4 to 5 laps, and that includes the out lap. So, your out lap and then maybe another 4 laps. So that's good because you get, gives you a couple laps to get in position and get your tires warmed up and things like that, and make sure you're not going to get balked or you got room or whatever you want to do. And of course, I never did say I ran a 202.17 when I did this with this setup here for qualifying, and I was right on the verge of 201s, high 201, but that's what I could get out of it was a 202.17. So mechanical was 6 on the anti-roll bar, 60 on the brake bias, and I did turn that down to 59. You probably can go down to 50. No, I didn't turn down to 59, but you can. I'm pretty sure you could do 59, and that might gain a little bit more after on your last hot lap. The one, if you get one good lap and then you really want to hang it all out, I would probably go down to 59 and see if I could, get a little bit more performance out of it. The wheel weight on the front is maxed out, 212,000, with a bump stop rate of 1,000 and a bump stop range of 10. And on the rear, the springs are 154,000 with a bump stop rate of 700 and a bump stop range of 30. And it seems that the Mount Panorama, it just seems it helps it going down in that bowl part. When if you have too soft a spring, it'll lock up really easy there. And of course, you can flat spot your tires and things like that, and you can also go through there a little faster. I was really going probably the best I've ever gone through there with the Lamborghini, so I was really happy with that. The anti-roll bar was 3, and the preload on the diff is 50, if I could speak. Shocks are 18, 12, 27, and 32 on the front, and 16, 12, 24, and 26 on the rear. Aero got 56 in the front, 60 in the rear with a 7 rear wing and a 2 and a 2 in the brake ducts. So again, you know, I mean, you can also, if you want, if you have the time, I would probably maybe drop this down 59, and go down in the wing to 6 and see if you can get any more time. The only thing with that is I didn't really see that much performance gain. I did go down wing when I did it, and I didn't even think I gained a mile an hour. I don't even think I gained a mile an hour. So basically, I just don't think, I don't know if it's really worth it or not, but you can try it. That's something you could try to see if it would work for you. But anyway, so that's that's a qualifier, which I will put a link in the description. Now let's go to shoot. I just want to load this. Let's load this. Okay, let's start. Here's 26.6 left front, 26.3 left rear, 26 right front, and 25.7 right rear. The toe is negative 0.08 with the camber at negative 3.2 and the caster at 11.2. And the toe on the rear is 0.05 with the camber at negative 2.7. Electronics, I got 3 and 5. Fuel, okay, of course, see, I had 91 liters. So that's what I had for the 45-minute race. And when I got done, there was no graining, no blistering, no nothing after the 30 minutes, which I'm really happy about. The only thing I did not like was it did have a little bit more wear on the rear than I would have liked. The car was still fine, and you saw my lap times on my timetables. But I mean, it's still a little bit more wear on the rear than I prefer. So, but I was a little bit more aggressive with the brake bias. So again, with this brake bias is at 61. I turned it down to 60, and I would probably leave it at 61 longer, and to keep the rear tires from wearing a little more, you know, keep them from wearing out faster. So again, that's just me. But that's what I would do. I turned it down quicker when I was doing the 30 minutes. But then your roll bar is 6. The springs on the front are 201,000 with a bump stop rate of 1,000 and a bump stop range of 10. And on the rear, the springs are 154,000 with a bump stop rate of 700 and a bump stop range of 30. And your roll bar's 3. Preload on the diff is 50. The shocks are on the front are 18, 12, 26, and 30. And on the rear, they're 16, 12, 23, and 25. Aero got 56 in the front, 61 in the rear, with a 7 rear wing and a 2 and a 2 in the brake ducts. And the front aero variation is 0.9. And of course, like I said, this is the race setup. And again, I will put the link to this. And of course, I go over all this for everybody that has consoles that can't, you know, download it and just plug it in like that. So that's the reason. Again, just to remind everybody, that's the reason I go over these by hand, so y'all can take pictures or, you know, pause the video and just put it in manually or however you want to do it for everyone. So that way everybody can still enjoy the setups, and hopefully it'll work for you. And I hope you can run your personal best or do really good multiplayer or whatever your league or whatever you're doing. And I sure hope you enjoyed the video, and give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And I sure would appreciate it. Any of the support like that is, you know, watching the video or to give me a like. All those things are support, and I appreciate it. And I sure hope you come back and visit again. Y'all take care. See ya.